Minute City is an urban planning concept where everyday necessities are easily reachable within a 15-minute walk or a 15-minute bike ride. This concept can promote more green spaces, but it can also decrease carbon emissions.
From an environmental standpoint, one of the biggest pieces is that if we're driving less, we're putting less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, we're slowing the pace at which we're changing the climate that we have to live with.
Dr. Wynne Everham, a professor at the Water School at FGCU, knows a thing or two about creating a usable space.
And I think most good 15-minute city approaches include a significant amount of green space within walking distance, because we're finding out that
小区啊，像不像军事化管理？现在买个菜，原来是。
不用疑惑，我来给你们解答这个问题。我现在在外面，然后我进去就正常刷脸就可以。
验证通过。
这次来了吗？我真的就来了，然后没有人管我。现在，看，再绕出去。以前哪敢呢？不行，迫不及待了，快跑！看，这是另一个闸机。
验证通过。
又出去了，这回去了吧？真的能出来？
先过来上个公厕，再可以人脸识别扫码，
请正确服务，
直接出纸。先出门上厕所都不用带纸了，真方便了。
Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Bashim El Shai. Bashim, all praises to the world called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Bashim, and in the name of Yahweh Shai, be in the name of the only begotten Son. Also, I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful, like preaching his word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Taz Abad of Great Millstone, Arizona Camp. Lord well with another video to edify. And, yeah, bro. It's cold because I was looking up some stuff for this as well. And the Spirit had me look up the purpose of prison designs. No, boy. No, not right now. The purpose of prison designs, and this shit is sounding just like it was set up as a prison design. Right? So 15-minute cities. I'll probably title this one 15-minute city in hell. Because, yo, this shit is going to produce mass amounts of oppression and upheaval. Right? You're talking about fully breaking down sections of society to where you can't even move around. And this is prophecy. This is prophecy, man. So it says Isaiah 42:9, it says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them now. Our elders and our apostles told you that they were going to lock these cities down. You weren't going to be able to move around, which that's in prophecy. Right? This is really smart penitentiaries. Right? I want to play another video real quick.
Hey, baby.
But what I tell you about looking proper at my dinner table?
You know, you can't understand a smaller number. Okay. So we started looking at the idea of that same control station, but this time you have a sally port, a corridor around the control station, which is enclosed in glass. You have a series of pods surrounding that control station that Mr. or Miss Jailer can still look into, just like they could before. But this time, this might be 8, this is 16, 16, 12, 8, 8, 12. And those pods can be tailored to reflect the classification that's found within the crime or sentencing pattern that particular jurisdiction has experienced. And
you see, that's how they're going to break up these cities, man. Right? Chicago, that's going to be 16. Right? That's going to be a hot zone. Right? They're gonna break down these cities by block and trap niggas in. Right? And it's gonna start off and it's gonna seem like it's good. Right? They're gonna do this thing in Ohio first, apparently. It's gonna look like it's all good until they lock those doors and that barbed wire starts to come in at the top, and you can't leave and you get through a checkpoint, and the military's at that checkpoint. This is not gonna. It's just gonna be a huge prison system, right? Right, but this is stuff that the elders and apostles talked to us about through the Spirit, right? Before they sprung forth, and now things are starting to happen. Right, this is Proverbs 25. And 2, it says, if it is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, right? And what did the Lord conceal? The understanding of these scriptures. He concealed this, right? That's why when you go to the book of Revelation, it talked about the books were sealed until the Lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world, talking about Yahweh Shai, opened the books, right? It says, but the glory of kings to search out the matter, right? And the Lord said he was going to make us a nation of kings and priests. So in these last days, the Lord set up those men that, Lord willing, we will be those kings in the world to come, to search out the matters of these scriptures, to understand the deep and dark sayings. And part of the deep and dark sayings is the prophecies, man. In 2 Ezra 15. 15 and 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? This is that system where you're going to want to do, you're not going to be able, right? You're going to have to get checked in everywhere. Your face is going to be scanned, right? They don't need, like these, the way Esau does it, when he talks about these so-called, conspiracy theories, is he'll label the idea as crazy because people boil it down to its smallest point instead of actually expounding, actually thinking further. And he'll say, oh, you're mad to think this is made to track people. Nobody's being given trackers. Well, the system in which they use to validate you at any other point is a way of managing where you're going, right? If you go into a high security building, you have to have a tag, right? A badge that you can scan. Well, depending on where your scans are, they know if you were moving in a certain direction, if you made it to where you were going, and this is going to be the same thing, right? And how long you were there, how many people are there in that proximity, and how long those people been there, right? These devils are going to shut down these cities, man. It says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy his house, their house with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And they've ran experiments. I'm forgetting the famous prison experiment where they made certain men the jailers and other people the criminals, the prisoners. And just with a short amount of time, the jailers started abusing the make believe prisoners to the point where it was about to come to the blood, right? There's a famous study, I forget what it's called, man. Right, and they're gonna shut these cities down, and shit's gonna get intense, right? That prison-like mindset is gonna set off, and these niggas are gonna be even worse because now, all right, it showed you in that video how they even had to scan him to see how much toilet paper he would get. Because these devils are going to quantify your entire life. This is why the scriptures tell you the earth is given into the hand of wicked. Let me get that. Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So these devils are going to fully try to control every damn thing, man. Right? And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. These 15-minute cities. These places are gonna be fucking prisons from hell, man. Right? It's gonna be it's man, I see it being crazy. Right? They're gonna set this thing up, right? And maybe it might not look exactly like China's, but the fact that you're not gonna be able to move around, they will be able to monitor everything that you use, how much you get, what your portion is, and then when you run your portion, these people are so selfish that they won't even look at another person. They're going to set it up in such a way that there's no way you can share and get by. So people are going to start robbing each other, right? The amount that people get is going to be far less than what they're used to having. So they're going to start fighting and robbing each other, right? This is Isaiah 16:68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Right? And this is talking about the concentration camps, but a lot of time, but when you look at how this thing is going to be set up, as far as the Chinese model, if that thing comes over to America, well, you're going to be in a prison, right? Without actually going to a real prison. You might be in prison in your own house, in your own neighborhood, in your own block, right? In 15 minutes of hell, man. Right? Instead of 4 walls, you're going to have, a 15-minute radius, and that's your walls. Right? You can't get out of it. You can't go through it, man. There's going to be 6 sections that are just all hell, man. This is it says, "They shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols, and they that consent unto them," because there's going to be people that choose to go into cities like that, right? They're going to make it sound like amazing. They're going to make it sound like it's way affordable, right? Because inflation is hidden, right? It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot," right? Because what starts off cool is going to end off terribly, man. The scriptures tell you the tender mercies of the wicked is cruel, right? So when this devil offers you something and it seems like, oh man, well, I'm going to be able to get by, and he's trying to make it sound like it's so good, take that shit with some scrutiny, man. Take it with a grain of salt. It says, "For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh." All right? It's gonna get extremely intense out here, man. It's 2nd Ezra 12, because this devil's getting ready to, maximize oppression, man. 2nd Ezra 12. All right, now the precept I'm gonna get into is going back to the ancient world, the Roman Empire. But here it is now. We're in that revived society, and this devil is still in the means, still within his means, still within his power to oppress. This is 2nd Ezra 12:22. It says, "And whereas thou sawest 3 heads resting," this is the interpretation, right? Those 3 heads resting, I believe is the it's the father's is the father and his 2 sons that had the shortest reigns as far as Caesars go. It was it the triumvirate? I forget what it is. It was a trio. I forgot the name of it. But it says, "In the last days the Most High shall rise up 3 kingdoms and renew many things therein, and they shall have dominion of the earth." It says, "And of those that dwell therein with much wicked oppression, with much oppression above all those that were before them. Therefore they are called the heads of the eagle." All right, so that they did it in the ancient world. Well, now these devils are getting ready to set up a whole new way of oppression. It's gonna be fucking suffocating, bro. You're talking about 15-minute cities, checkpoints. Right over there in Israel, they have a turret set up, right, for them Palestinians, man, where them things can come on and just clickety clack and somebody goes away, man. They can easily set that up in the U.S. Right? There's YouTube videos of people making turns with Nerf balls and Nerf guns and paintball guns. So what do you with facial recognition technology, right? So what do you think is going to happen here, man? It's going to get intense. But I just want to go into this. Lord, when it was edifying, I'm say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shemel, Shai, Bashem, Crocodile, Shalom.